Today we'll discuss the concept called, different types of tables in Snowflake. Okay, so this concept is there in every data warehouse or in every cloud data warehouse. Okay, there are two, primarily into two categories, that is permanent and temporary. Okay, so permanent means they can store the data permanently. Okay, so once you insert any data, it will be there even you log off. Okay, I mean, till you drop or drop the table or delete the data from the table. Okay, till whatever one of this action you do, the data will be there. Okay, permanent tables means that one. So obviously, in our production or in our work, if you want to have data permanently, okay, so that means that must be a permanent table. Okay, then the other type is temporary. Okay, temporary table is classified into two types, temporary and transient. Okay, both are temporary. I will tell you what is the difference. Okay, so what is the high level classification? Permanent and temporary. Okay, so within the temporary, it's classified as transient and temporary. Okay, I will tell you what is this temporary versus transient. I mean, this temporary also there in other data warehouses where we generally use for intermediate data processing. Means before you load into final table, let's say you want to do any data processing, you generally use some stage table. Okay, we call stage table. Okay, so that stage table also you can create permanent table or we can go ahead with temporary table. So yeah, so I mean, some people will use temporary table for stage processing. So we will see what is the advantage of temporary table. Okay, so you see, this is used for non-permanent data, means where you don't want to store the data permanently. Maybe you want to for intermediate staging or intermediate loading. Okay, so means before loading into final table for data processing, you want to store the data. So for that purpose, you may use. Okay, see, these tables exist only till to the end of the session. Means once you log off that session, it will be lost. That's what it is. So for example, see, I have logged in here. See, this is I have logged in. If I create any temporary table, I will not find it once I log off. Tomorrow when I log in, it will be lost. But if I create any permanent table, they will be there. So that's what lifetime is till to the end of the session. Okay, lifetime means it's valid only till 24 hours. Okay, so not visible to the other users means if you create a temporary table, it will be only visible to you, means it's private to the session, others can't see it because it's temporary table created by you. Okay, so same or like uniqueness and all will be same like other tables, means okay, so yeah, table name should be one table name you can create within the single session. Okay, so or if you want to give or create same table again with the same name within the same session, no, definitely it will not allow. Okay, see here the next one, you can have for example DEPT on temporary table and DEPT on permanent table. Okay, because permanent table is permanent, whereas temporary table is not permanent. It will be lost at the end of the session or when you log out. So you can create one temporary table and one permanent table. Okay, in the same schema. Okay, so the other one, temporary tables have the precedence over the non-precedence tables. Means, for example, if you have temporary and non-temporary tables, if you just give select star from table name, okay, it will refer to temporary table. Okay, so that's what, unless you explicitly mention permanent table. Okay, so but anyway, the main things we need to discuss is time travel and fail safe. So we will see what are these differences for all the tables. Okay, what is this time travel and fail safe? Okay, these are generally important properties for all the tables in Snowflake. Okay, so generally this will be asked in the interview. What is time travel and fail safe? Time travel means, okay. So actually, these are the features introduced in both. Of course, it is there in Snowflake and it's there in BigQuery also. Time travel means, for example, if you insert a data today, or we have the data, okay, from last 2 years or 5 years. You can, for example, today I have updated my employee data from 50,000 to 60,000 salary. Okay, let's say I did this update some 1 week ago, but still once update actually data will be updated, right? For example, you see I will show, for example, I have my I have my table, okay, dpt, and it has some data. Okay, so department number one, department name, and location Hyderabad. Okay, so I have updated this location from Hyderabad to Pune. Okay, update dpt, set location equals to Pune, where the number equals to 1. So for department number 1, we want to change the department name to location to Pune. Okay, so number of rows updated. So okay, now if you select star from DEPT, you will see Pune. Yeah. So that means once you update, data will actually be changed, right? Yeah, change it. But what time travel says is you can go back and see the data. Okay, maybe it's 2 years, 2 years back or 3 years back, or even not 2 years, 3 years. A few days limit will be there. Okay, time travel. Generally, in standard edition, it is 1 day, but in enterprise edition, time travel can be up to 90 days. Okay, 0 to 90 days. You will have that means up to 90 days. You can go back and see the data. Okay, what was it? For example, before 5 days, what is the data in this table? Or before 10 days, what is the data in this table? Like that. So basically, that's what time travel means. This is a feature in Snowflake. Okay, so where we can go back and check what is the data within the time travel period. That means time travel is the number of days we set for a table. Okay, where we can check the what is the data within that time or during that time. Failsafe means if the table is dropped, let's say we dropped the table, we can recover the table within that fail-safe period. Means generally fail-safe is 1 week in enterprise edition. Okay, 1 week means 7 days. That's by default, and we cannot extend more than that. It's a fixed also. So within 1 week, Even if even you drop the table, you can restore the table. That's what fail safe is. But after 1 week, you cannot restore it on your own, but you have to reach out to the Snowflake support team. They will be able to restore. But that's a chargeable support. Means they will charge for that. So if at all, by mistake, or if anyone dropped any table, okay, you can use within that fail safe period, means within that 1 week, you can restore from your own, from your side. So these are basically for data recovery purpose in our data warehouse we use. Earlier we used to have backup and all that stuff, right? Now we don't have to have separate backup and all. Okay, this time travel period. Generally in the data warehousing we'll maintain some 30 days backup, like that, are 60 days, 90 days. Okay, same here. Because of these features, you don't have to maintain any backup separately or explicitly. Okay, so time travel, if you have 90 days, you at any point of time you can restore back a particular timestamp by using this time travel and fail safe. Even if you drop any table, you can restore within that 1 week. So yeah, for that purpose only, for backup and restore purpose only, these two features are there actually. Okay, so for temporary tables, time travel is okay, 0 or 1. Time travel means you cannot go back and see the data. Why you cannot go back and see the data? Because the table itself is temporary. As soon as you log off, it's gone. So that's why time travel is 0 or 1, by default 1. And fail safe is 0. Why fail safe is 0? As soon as you log off, it's lost. As soon as you log off, it's lost. So there is no point in recovering the table because this is a temporary table. Okay. Now the transient table. Okay. So see, transient table means this table exists until explicitly dropped. Means unless you drop it, it will be there. Okay. Okay. So nice. This table exists until you explicitly drop it. Visible to other users with appropriate privileges. Yeah. Other users also can see this table. Okay, that is also fine. Similar to permanent tables, but no fail safe period. Yeah, that is the difference. Okay, so even permanent tables also it is exist until explicitly dropped. Okay, and that is also available to other users. So what is the difference? Like that, people may ask. So the difference is no fail safe for this. Even in enterprise edition or any edition, transient table means it will not have fail safe. Okay, so standard edition, enterprise edition, any edition, fail safe is 0. So what I said about fail safe is the duration during which if a table is dropped, we can restore it back, right? So fail safe is a duration, okay, means number of days that is given by Snowflake, okay, to restore the table in case if the table is dropped due to accidentally or due to any reason. Okay, so that fail-safe period is also 0 for transient tables. Means once it's dropped, that's it, it's lost. You cannot restore it back. So the difference between permanent tables and transient tables is that both are exist until explicitly dropped. But transient tables fail-safe period is 0, whereas permanent tables fail-safe is 1 week actually. For permanent tables means you can restore the table up to within 1 week, even if you drop or anyone drop. But in transient table, once you drop, that's it, it's gone. Okay, so basically this is also like permanent table, but no fail safe. The third point. Okay, permanent, it is similar to permanent tables, but no failsafe. What is failsafe? Failsafe is the period, okay, during which a table can be restored if it is dropped, okay, accidentally or intentionally. Okay, but transient tables you cannot restore. That's the point. Okay, so use it for maintaining the transitory data, okay, beyond the session where the production and recovery is not required like permanent table. Okay, so what he says is, it's not like you see temporary table, it is till to the end of the session, right? Means once you lost, it's gone. Once you log off, it's gone. What is transient table? Transient table is valid till to the end of the session. Okay, once you log off, finish. Okay, the table is also dropped. So it is not like that. Once you log off also, it will be there till even you log in tomorrow. So that's the difference between transient and temporary. Okay, so it will stay beyond the session. That's what it is. Okay, so that means it's not end like a temporary table. Okay, where you log off, it is lost the data. No, that is the case in case of temporary. But this is transient table, right? Even you log off also, tomorrow you can come and use that table. So that's what no, transient table. Okay. So time travel is 0 or 1. Okay. So 0 or 1 means time travel means what? You can go back and see to the history. So within 24 hours you can see transient table. Okay. Or till you drop, you can see. You cannot see that more than 1 day data in case of transient table. But whereas in case of permanent table, you can see up to 90 days. Time travel. Time travel, what is time travel? Time travel is the duration, okay, during which you can see the status of the data any day or to whatever timestamp within the time travel. Let's say time travel is what is the maximum time travel enterprise edition? 90 days. So within that 90 days, any point of data you can go and see. Okay, if you want to see data as of yesterday, you can see. If you want to see data as of 5 days ago, you can see. But for transient tables, it is 0 or 1. Okay, only 1 day. Fail safe is 0. Okay, then permanent tables. So permanent tables means, as I already said, they will be there. In fact, all the tables that we use in the production or generally are permanent tables only because we want to have the data permanently. So that is permanent table. Okay, tables exist until explicitly dropped. Means unless you drop it, they will not be gone. They will be there. Visible to other users with appropriate privileges. Yes. Use it for maintaining the data where the protection and recovery is required. Yeah, of course. Okay. So yeah, they will be there. Okay. So and here you see the main difference is time travel period is 0 to 90 days. Okay, time travel period is 0 to 90 days. Means you can track the data or you can go back and see the data up to 90 days. Okay, for example, 1 month ago data changed from, or let's say 1 million records are added 1 month ago. So you can go back and see what is your table data before 1 month, or what is your table data before 1 week, what is your table data before 2 days, anything within the time travel period means within that 90 days you can go back and see. Okay, and by default it's 1 day. If you want to have more time travel, you can set it to manually. Okay, time travel. By default, it's 1 day, but you can have time travel up to 90 days. Failsafe is 7 days. I said, what is failsafe? Failsafe is the duration during which if any table is dropped, you can restore it. Generally, these two terms, generally frequently used, or you will see in the JD, job description. Okay. What is failsafe? Okay, failsafe is the duration. Okay, during which we can restore the table if it is dropped due to any reason, or if it is dropped accidentally, or even intentionally. We can restore it back from our end. But what if failsafe period is over? Means a table is dropped today, and after 1 week you saw that you found that not 1 week, after 8 days or after 7 days. Okay, means after failsafe period you found that this table got dropped. Then you cannot restore it from your side. You have to raise a ticket to Snowflake support team. Then they will restore your table. Okay, so but they will charge for that. Okay, so they will take some money. Means they will charge as part of monthly bill for that activity. Why? Because you already given fail safe for 1 week. Okay, which you can do it from your end, but you didn't do, and you have engaged them. Okay, so there will be some minimal charge for that. Okay, so this is the documentation. Okay, so where we can see all the these features in one go. So the following table summarize the difference between three table types. Okay, we especially basically we need to see them with respect to time travel and failsafe only. See, temporary tables. Okay, so what is its persistence? Persistence means its lifetime. Okay, or its validity. Okay, till to the end of the session. Okay, till to the end of the session they will be there. Okay, so what is the time travel? 0 to 1, or by default is 1 day. Time travel means, see, time travel retention period. Retention period means how long it will hold the data, or to how many days back you can go back and see the old data. So within 1 day only you can see. Okay, from last 24 hours you can go back and see what is the data before change. Okay, fail safe is 0. For temporary tables, fail safe is 0. For transient tables also, fail safe is 0. Okay, only for permanent tables, okay, fail safe is 1 week. Third one, only for permanent tables, fail safe is 1 week. Okay, so see, in any edition, it may be standard edition or enterprise or business critical, whatever the edition may be, fail safe is 1 week. Okay, so it's not dependent on the edition. Okay, so fail safe is 1 week for permanent table. Okay, if it is a permanent table, in every edition, it's 1 week. But for temporary and transient, fail safe is 0. Okay, means you cannot restore the table once it is dropped. That's what fail safe 0 means. Fail safe 0 means once, of course, temporary table, since it's temporary, means as soon as you log off, it is dropped, so it makes sense. Okay, because once you log off, it's gone. You have to again recreate the table if you want. That's why it is called temporary table. Whereas transient table, it is same like permanent table, but its fail safe is 0. Means once you drop, you cannot restore it. That's it. Data will be there, okay, till you drop. It will be there even until you drop. Even you create today means it will be there till you drop it. But only difference between transient and permanent table is transient table, once it is dropped, you cannot restore. Means fail safe is 0. Whereas permanent tables, of course, you can restore within the fail safe period. in every edition. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the how to create tables and all. So see, what do you see from this slide? The difference is very clear. Create temporary table, create transient table, create table. Means you just added temporary before the table. You just added create transient before the table. You just created test. I mean nothing. General table create means create table. This is the generally permanent table. For example, you see how I created. See here, create table. So you have create table means it's a permanent table. Okay, if you did not mention anything before create table means it's a permanent table. Okay, let's say you want to create temporary table. Then you have to write create temporary like this. Create transient like that we need to write. For example, temporary table, right? So we can have dept underscore temp. Generally, this naming convention we follow to understand that this is a temporary table. See here, dept underscore temp created successfully. Okay, you create like this and do control enter. Control enter means it will run or execute, or you can just do this symbol. Okay, run all, shift control shift enter, or run all. But you just click this, it will run. But if you have multiple SQLs within this editor, you have to select that particular part. Then enter. Not enter. This you have to click or control enter. So temporary table created. See here, left hand side temporary table was there. Okay, department table is temporary table is there. Okay, now I am creating transient table also. So for transient, you have to write like transient. See here, create transient. Unless you mention that, it will not be transient. If you don't mention anything, it's a permanent table. See this one. This is a permanent table. Okay. If you want to create temporary table, you have to write it as a temporary table. If you want to create it as a transient, you have to write it as a transient. If you want to create permanent table, just create table. That's it. So transient table, create transient table, DBT underscore. You can just give transient, RAN. Just if you want to understand just by seeing the data or just by seeing the table, we want to give that trans or temp like that. So transient. Okay. Control enter. And then department underscore transient successfully created. Okay. So this transient table, transient table also you can insert data, okay, like you do with any other. For example, you see control C, insert into department underscore transient. I'm adding, okay, on record. So then run. So one record will be added into transient table. Okay, record inserted. So select star from transient. So you will see one record. Okay, you will see one record. So transient table you inserted one data and you see one data. I mean one record. Similarly, let's say insert into temporary table also. Okay. Here dpt underscore temporary. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Insert into temporary. Insert into temporary. So we see here we are inserting into temporary table. Insert into dpt temp values. So it will insert. Okay. Everything is same. Only thing is after insert what happens. That is the difference. So insert into dpt underscore temp values, that one. So if you run it, it will run and data will be inserted. See one record inserted. And of course you can give select star from temporary table. So you got the data. So now, okay, we have the data in all the three tables. Okay, so department temporary transient. See here, department temporary transient. Department is actually permanent table. Temp is a temporary table, and transient is a transient table. Okay, so see here, as soon as you put your cursor, you can see the number of columns, data types, and all. And you see right side, type table, number of rows. You see number of rows and size, everything you are able to see. Okay, number of rows, size. Okay, owner, created, definition. You can see the table definition. Okay, DDL. If you want, you can copy from here itself. If you click, it is copied. Similarly, see columns, okay, and their data types, and same thing, number of rows, size, everything, and you know, definition. So these you can see, and similarly transient table. Okay, department so columns, like whatever columns are there, you can see. Okay, so and definition. See here, type table, number of rows, size, everything, and of course DDL you can see. Okay, now what I want to show is, okay, so now we created three tables. Okay, so permanent table, temporary table, transient table, and we discussed that permanent table and we inserted one record into each table. Okay, now every table has one record. We said that temporary table will not survive the session, means once we log off it should go on, whereas transient table even after you log off also it will be there. Okay, so we will log off and see whether which tables will be there, which tables will not be there. Okay, so I am logging off. See here, only have department table and transient table are there. Temporary table is gone. So that's what it's persistent till to the session. Means once you log off, it's gone. That is temporary table. You can use it only within that session. That too 24 hours or 1 day. Once you log off, that is gone. The table DDL data both are lost. Whereas permanent table and transient table, they both exist. You see, even you log off, they both exist and they will be there till you drop it. Then what is the difference between department, I mean, temporary table, sorry, not temporary, this transient table and permanent table is, for this failsafe is 0. Whereas for permanent table, failsafe is 1 week. What is failsafe? Failsafe means it's the number of days you can restore, within which you can restore the table. Okay, so that is failsafe. Failsafe is 1 week for the permanent tables, and failsafe is also 0 for transient tables. Means once you drop it, that's it, it's gone. You cannot restore it. That's what a transient table. Okay, so transient table is same as permanent table, but only difference is failsafe is 0. That means once you drop it, it's gone. You cannot restore, okay, within 1 week. Whereas permanent tables can be restored within that 7 days. Okay, 7 days is the fixed time for the failsafe for any table. So that's one. So that's about failsafe and um, failsafe and time travel with respect to all other tables. Means this slide. Okay. So now, what are the other features? I mean, what are the other different constraints that we can discuss upon these tables? Same thing, like any database will have primary key, foreign key, and all. So all these things can be applied to tables. Okay, it may be whatever table we can create at the time of creating with unique constraint. Okay, null, not null. These are all same. Okay, it's nothing to do with what type of table you are dealing with. Okay, so only thing is based on the table type. Okay, it may be valid for 1 day or up to the time travel number of days. That's fine, but as long as it is existing, you can define any of these constraints: unique constraints, primary key, foreign key, not null, all these things. Okay, so it's not dependent on the what type of table it is. Any table you can create with primary key, foreign key, and unique constraint and not null constraint. Unique constraint means, right, if you define unique to any of the column, it will allow only unique values. Okay, it will not allow non-unique or duplicate values. Okay, so similarly primary key, we already said if you define any column as primary key, it should be unique and not null. Means if you define any column as the primary key, it will not take duplicate values, and it will not allow null values also in that column. That is primary key column. Okay, primary key means we already said it is unique plus not null. See, we must have told that. Okay, primary key unique plus not null. See this one, unique plus not null. Okay, if you define any table with primary key, it will accept only unique values and it will not accept any null values. That's what it is. So yeah, foreign key and not null. If you define anything as not null, it will accept only not null values. It will not accept any null values. So all these things are common for any of the table types. It doesn't matter. It's a temporary table, transient table, or permanent table. Okay. Once you are using any table means you can use all these constraints. See here, a table can have multiple unique keys and foreign keys, but only one primary key. Yeah, this is case. This is even general condition only. How many primary keys we can have a table? Only one primary key. Okay. So so you can have any unique keys, means you can define all the columns in a table as unique. That should not be a problem. But if you're defining a primary key, it should be on one primary key. Then Snowflake supports defining and maintaining constraints but does not enforce them except for not null constraints, which are always enforced. Okay. So what is this point is, when you define a primary key, generally these are the database concepts: primary key, not null, unique, and all. So what he's telling is, in fact, this is the third point is the case even with Redshift also. So you can Snowflake supports defining and maintaining constraints, means you can define it. Okay, but it does not enforce them. Means if you define a primary key, generally what is primary key? It should be unique and not null, right? So you have to insert only unique values. Okay, you should not insert the duplicate values because you define it as a primary key. Okay, so that's what. Generally, other databases, if you define primary key, even if you try to insert duplicate values, it will throw an error. But these data warehouses will not throw an error. Why? Because your data is splitted across different disks. Okay, your data is distributed basically. So maybe the same copy of the data is there in other disk or not. Okay, so it will not verify immediately. So if you are defining a primary key, we have to enforce, means we have to make sure we are loading the unique data. That one. So only thing that enforce is not null. Not null, it will take care. Okay. Any other constraints that if you are defining like primary key, we have to make sure we are inserting only unique values within that primary key. So that is this point. Yeah. So he is telling constraints can be defined on any of these tables. Yeah. Same thing, whatever I said. So these constraints you can define on any table. It may be permanent, temporary, transient. All these tables we can apply. Okay, can be defined on columns of all data types, and there is no limits on the number of columns that can be. Yeah. So yeah, same. These are all table properties. Okay, we can define on for all the columns. Okay, for any of the data types. Okay, and all these things can be defined on columns of all data types, and there is no limits on number of columns that can be included in a constraint. So there is no differences like that. Okay. So the next point, when a table is copied using create table, like our create table flow, all existing constraints on the table, including foreign keys, are copied to the new table. Okay. So this point I will see here. Create table. This is another important. Let me. I will show you. So, for example, till now we have created tables, right? So one of the another important thing that will come in the question is I have dpt underscore dpt table. Okay, so let's start from dpt. Yeah, the question that they will ask is I want to create a backup table for one table. Okay, I want to create a backup table for example, I have a department table. I want to create department underscore backup table. How do you do? Okay, so then this is very simple. We can, you see, create table dpt underscore backup. Here we can use copy dpt. You can use, otherwise this can be done in two ways. One is using copy and other one using clone. Okay, so you can use any of these two things. Okay, so what is the requirement or what is the ask? We want, we have one table. Okay, we want to take a backup of the table. So create table department underscore backup. Copy department means it will create all the data are same as department. Okay, that means you will get all the data of department in this backup table. Or of course clone also we can use it. Okay, both will be the same. Okay, so we will see what this will do. Okay, we'll see the syntax. First, let's complete this. I think, okay, create table like or create table clone. Okay, okay, existing constraint. Yeah, so everything data and all will yeah, be copied. Okay, including foreign keys and all. Okay, copied to the new table. Yeah, sure. So I will show you like how to copy. Okay, using copy and clone. And yeah, remaining all same. Okay, unique constraints on column level, table level. Okay, these are all will be same. Column level. Okay, add unique key constraints during the table creation. Okay, table level uniqueness. You can define unique key at the end of the column definition after all columns are defined. Yeah. So column level uniqueness means actually, yeah, everything will be same. Okay, cascading feature in Snowflake. Actually, see, we don't use the term called cascade. Okay, so whatever constraints we want at the column level or table level, we'll define it. Okay, so yeah, it's nothing like Oracle or MySQL or nothing like. Okay, so if you want any uniqueness at the table level or column level, we'll define it. That's it. Okay, so yeah, alter table to add. Yeah, these are all same. Okay, alter. Okay, so rename. These are all there, like any other constraints. Okay. Yeah, these are all same. Okay, primary keys, foreign keys, these are all will be same. We no need to explicitly see. Okay, null constraints. Let us see. Sometimes null is important while working. Okay, when you define a column not null means it will not accept any null values into that field. Okay, if you define not null means even you try to insert null value, it will not take because it's defined as a not null. Okay, if you don't define anything, it will take. Okay, so now we will see how to copy this table. Okay, that's important. So create table backup. Okay, so now let's use our create table backup as anyway, let me use our Google document. Let's see how to use document. Okay, every time we have to use Snowflake document only. Okay, for example, create table copy. create table copy in Snowflake. Then you get that you will have the syntax here. Okay, you can go to examples and you can use this. Show, okay, create table, then show table. Okay, so I have used, I think, direct create table copy. Okay, oh yeah, maybe I used in BigQuery. Okay, create table copy examples. Yeah, I was used auto duplicate table copy examples. No, yeah, these are little syntax different from from each data warehouse to data warehouse. Okay, so yeah, here it is. You can use like actually. What is that? Create table copy, right? A copy is in BigQuery. Okay, it is like. Okay, so department underscore backup successfully created. Okay, of course, this is one way. Otherwise, you can create another way also. Okay, which everyone knows. For example, I'll create backup. Okay, create as select star from DEPT. So this is everyone knows. If anyone working on database, uh, and everyone knows this. Okay, so if you work on any Oracle, MySQL, okay, SQL Server. In fact, this is the standard way. Okay, this copies all the data and keeps this creates this table. Okay, but this everyone will tell, but the interviewer will explicitly say no, I don't want to use select star from. Okay, so he is expecting like the same syntax, like, okay, that kind of syntax, or copy or clone. Select star from. So like this. Okay, so those people who don't know Snowflake, but they worked on any other database, they will tell like this. Okay, create table name as select star from whole table, then with all the data it will create. Okay, so I think clone in Snowflake, let's see. Okay, backup already exists. Yeah, I think it will work in the Snowflake. Yeah, clone will work in the Snowflake. Okay, so copy is in BigQuery. Yeah, create table, department backup, clone, department means department table will be created with same structure with the backup. Okay, so what you have to use? Clone. Create table, department backup, clone department means you can create department table backup. So you can now see select star from department backup clone. So you will see one record. See here, it's created. Okay, so see here, you create a department backup, right? Here in this case, backup one. Yeah, you can see the data in backup one also. You will get the data. See here, you got it. you got your data. Okay, but if you see backup, means backup we created with like. Okay, see with like it didn't have any data. With like means you see I created like using like this one. So I created backup one. Like means it will only copy the DDL. So I will tell you there are two types of questions will be asked in the interview. I want to create a table, for example, emp underscore temp as emp with data with no data. He will ask with data how do you create? With no data how do you create? Means with no data means you want only DDL. So you can use this like. Okay, create table. For example, dept underscore temp. Okay, like dept means it will copy only DDL. Means with no data. Sometimes you want the DDL of a table, right? In such case we use. Okay, create table emp underscore temp like emp means only table will be copied. For example, you see I will create it. Yeah, dpt temp. Okay, created. In dpt temp you will not have any data. Let's see, no data. So if you want only DDL, you can use like table. Like, okay, create table. Okay, your temp table like original table. You will have only the DDL. Okay, but with data, then you can use clone. It will copy both data and DDL. Okay, create table. For example, dept underscore backup clone. Okay, so before that, drop this backup table if it is already there. Drop table. Yeah, table drop. Now you can create table dept underscore backup clone dept. Then it will create department backup same as dept. So now you can see the data in the department backup. Select start from. You can see the data. So if you want only DDL, then you have to use create table backup as your original table. Like, I mean, like you have to use like there. Okay. Otherwise, you have to use clone. Okay. So I'm just keeping here. Here like means only DDL. It creates with DDL. Only DDL. No data. Okay. Clone means both DDL creates with both DDL and the data. So yeah, this is what actually asked in the interview. Okay, you want to create with data and without data. Okay, with data means you use clone. Okay, without data means use like. That's it. Okay, so since you know how to create this Snowflake account and login, please log into Snowflake and try to create tables like this. Okay, before that you can create one database, like create database. Okay, you can create and you can just create tables like this. Okay, any questions? Okay, cool, then see you tomorrow. Thank you all, take care, bye.